He traded his guns for love, but he's caught in the crossfire. And he keeps waking up, but it's not to the sound of birds. The tyranny, the violent streets, deprived of all that we're blessed with, and we can't get enough. No, heaven if you sent us down, so we could build a playground for the sinners to play as saints. You'd be so proud of what we made. I hope you got some beds around, cause you're the only refuge now. For every mother, every child, every brother, caught in the crossfire. Train my luck to know while he's caught in the crossfire. And I'm here waking up to the sun and the sound of birds. Society's anxiety deprives of all that we're blessed with. We just can't get enough. No, heaven if you sent us down, so we could build a playground for the sinners who play as saints. You'd be so proud of what we made. I hope you got some beds around, cause you're the only refuge now. For every mother, every child, every brother, caught in the crossfire. Trust what I'm given, and faith still needs a gun. Whose ammunition justifies the wrong? And I can't see from the backseat, so I'm asking from above. Can I trust what I'm given, even when it cuts? So heaven if you sent us down, so we can build a playground for the sinners to play as saints. You'd be so proud of what we made. I hope you got some beds around, cause you're the only refuge now. For every mother, every child, every brother is caught in the crossfire.
Yeah, let's go. I'm unstoppable, do the impossible. I'm irresponsible, yet I'm phenomenal. I got an arsenal, I'm dropping bombs, you know. No, I'm not stopping, no. Conquer the obstacle. To the top, here I go, think I'm chosen to be the king of rock, think the people have spoken. I can hear the tick-tock of the clock, I'm in motion. So now I'm gonna pop, causing all this commotion.
Yeah, sometimes I think that I'm unstoppable. Yeah, ready to go, man, lock and load. That's right, I swear to God that I could drop you, bro. Yeah, I got a shot and I ain't stopping, no.
Welcome to the NEXXTCAR Racing League here on iRacing. Tonight, the gladiators of NEXXTCAR take to the last great Coliseum here, Bristol Motor Speedway, for 200 laps around this half-mile track. These drivers have got to be on their top of their game here tonight because this race is going to be action-packed. There's going to be danger all around them tonight around this very short track racing, Bristol Motor Speedway. It's Bristol, baby. These drivers better be up to the challenge. As you see Matthew Tucker in the 25 right now. It's practice, but right now is when you got to get that out of your system, and you have got to get it put together for a solid 200 lap race here tonight. And now you see Andrew Bolander in the 2 getting sideways. So Bristol, it's practice, but already proving to these gladiators that it's still the last great Coliseum, and you have got to get it figured out, and you've got to get it figured out quick here. Right now, Jonathan Wright putting down the fastest lap here in practice with a very solid 15.99 last fastest lap, his best of 14.91. So these guys continuing to put on a show here tonight. This is week number 5 of the NEXXTCAR Racing League here on iRacing in the NEXXTCAR Truck Series. This race at the checkered flag will officially mark the halfway point of this season. 5 races down, 5 more to go in this short 10-race season. But right now, Jonathan Wright showing the way here around Bristol. They still got 6 more minutes left here in practice, but there are your fastest lap times. Jonathan Wright, 14.91. Toby Kelsey and David Chandler both a 14.92. And then Turner right behind them with a 14.93. So John Turner still right in there as you see him. 4, 5 wide down the front stretch here. It's practice. Right now's the time to do it. See if you can make it happen. And these drivers are putting it all out there right now in practice. So these drivers looking to put on another show here tonight like you guys witnessed at Kansas last week. What a finish we saw last week, man. Green, white, checkered finish, and absolutely did not disappoint. 120 laps, and those drivers put it all on the line. There is no doubt about it. But right now, Jonathan Wright still leading the way here with 5 minutes left here in practice. You got Zachary Brooks all the way down there in 19th. He is going to be the last guy with a 15.97. But these guys on cold tires right now, as you see the 3 up into the wall there. But these guys are going to have to get this track figured out here because Bristol does not play around. It's one of the last classic races that NASCAR goes to. So these drivers better be up to the challenge. They better have them swords sharpened, them shields ready, because Bristol does not mess around, and neither does the other gladiators here in NEXXTCAR. We've seen it. 4 different winners this season. So this season has been all about the unpredictable. 4 different winners and 4 races to start this season out. Tonight, are we going to get that 5th new winner, or will one of those previous winners find their way into victory lane? Brandon Dunford, he got it done last week at Kansas in an absolute show he put on in those last 20 laps. But the man who looked like he was on his way to victory lane in that one until he had that speeding penalty on the first round of pit stops of the night, Nick Trudeau, he definitely had the truck to beat in the first part of that race, but like we said, he got that speeding penalty early on in that first wave of green flag pit stops. He went 2 laps down because of it, was not able to recover until that green, white, checker caution came out, and then he was able to rebound, get back on the lead lap, came away with a 9th place finish. So huge move there by Nick trying to get that top 10 finish there, but he definitely got it done there, but looking to try to rebound here. But right now, Jonathan Wright still leading the way here at practice. Then you got Toby Kelsey, David Chandler, Turner, and Trudeau there in 5th. Tucker 6th, Tassong 7th, Larson 8th, Tullock in 9th, and Babcock in 10th. And then a new guy, Maxwell, making his debut in NEXXTCAR in 11th, Branson 12th, Mitch Diamond 13th, Thomas 14th, Erickson 15th, Andrew Bolander 16th, Steve Bocock 17th, Zachary Brooks 18th, and another rookie making his debut. That is the 22 of Ware. So we got a couple new guys making their debut here. That is Chase Ware. Looking to try to make their presence felt here in NEXXTCAR. You know, we're 4 races into this season, and we've talked about it. It has been all about the unpredictable this season. 4 races, 4 different winners. You never know who's going to find themselves at the front of this thing. And when you just think that you might know who is going to go to victory lane at the end of it, something happens and they don't make it there. Brandon Dunford, we were just talking about it. He found his way to victory lane last week in Kansas, but definitely had the shot to get it done at Auto Club 2 weeks ago. Wasn't able to get it done, but he definitely had a nice rebound last week. So it's time to go short track racing here, though, tonight here at Bristol. 2 minutes and 20 seconds left in practice, so these drivers have got to get it figured out here before they head to qualifying and try to figure out what exactly Jonathan Wright is doing and how he is putting that 04 tied Ford F-150 up there in front here in practice. You can see him from Carrollton, Georgia, making his way back to pit road after getting into a little bit of contact there, but let's pick up David Chandler here. David Chandler, short track racing seems to fit him perfectly here. He's got a little bit of damage to the front of that truck there, but he ain't letting that slow him down at all as he's making the pass on Thomas and the 5. But David Chandler, he has ruffled some feathers here late, and it's going to be interesting to see what comes out of that as you see him now making the move on Nick Trudeau in the 89. But it's going to be interesting to see what happens. Bristol Motor Speedway, it's short track racing. As you see everybody just piling in there with 1 minute and 25 seconds left in practice. Just holding the pedal to the floor. Hey, it's practice. It don't matter. As you see Matthew Tucker making his way up to second now in the lineup. So you got 3 drivers with a 14.92 practice lap time. So you can throw a blanket over your top 5, 6, 7 guys here. Then you got 7th and 8th with a 14.96. And 9th, I'm sorry. Peyton's got a 14.96. So these drivers, as our camera is going to go underneath the balcony here in turns 1 and 2. That is definitely not where the camera is supposed to go here. Let's get it back on down here to the... There we go. Let's get it back down. I'm not sure what our camera did there. But 35 seconds left here in practice. So these drivers still trying to run down Jonathan Wright. But let's go ahead and let's check out your point standings here so far in this one. There's a new sheriff in town here heading into week number 5. That is John Turner. He came away sitting second but in last week's race at Kansas, but he is going to come away out of that race with the points lead. It's a small lead, but it's a points lead no matter. 4 points separates himself and Matthew Erickson. Matthew Erickson got the win at Daytona. John Turner is yet to get a win, but finds himself out here leading the point standings. Brandon Dunford, your winner from last week at Kansas, he is currently sitting in the 3rd position with 108 points, so he's finding himself a little ways behind everybody here. So he's going to have to get it figured out. Even though he does have that win, he is still little ways behind 1st and 2nd. J.D. Larson just 1 point behind him in 4th. Nicholas Donfrancesco, him and J.D. Larson still looking for their first win of the season. 2 points separate those guys, and J.D. Larson just 1 point behind Brandon Dunford. So the 3rd to 5th, you could throw a blanket over these guys. Just a total of 3 points separates 3rd and 5th. So, and then you got 11 points back to 6th with Peyton, Christopher Thomas 7th, Trenton Branson 8th, Andrew Bolander 9th, and Jeff Taylor rounding out your top 10 with 83 points. So the points still very close. This is anybody's championship at this point of the season. We're only 4 races in, including tonight. We still got 6 more races. That is 6 more opportunities for people to get points, get wins, and claim their stake at the top of the NEXXTCAR Truck Series mountain. But it all starts right here. If they are going to get it done, it is going to have to happen here tonight. They're going to have their hands full. There is no doubt about it. Bristol Motor Speedway is a huge challenge, and these drivers have better be up to the challenge. Let's get your schedule on up here. As we have said multiple times, this is almost the halfway point of season number 1 for NEXXTCAR here on iRacing. 5th race, Bristol. Next week, actually 2 weeks, sorry. We are heading to Darlington for the throwback of NEXXTCAR. And then Canadian Tire, they're going to have a road course they're going to have to deal with. That's anybody's race as well. And then you got the new version of Atlanta, so restrictor plate racing basically, then Lucas Oil. And then to wrap up season 1, these drivers are heading to North Wilkesboro, the classic NASCAR stadium itself. And we cannot wait to head to that one. But we have got some guys putting down some qualifying laps right now. Matthew Tucker is going to be leading the field with a 14.91. David Chandler, a 14.96. And then you see Nick Trudeau work his way up there with a 15.00. So these guys, you can still throw a blanket, but it is Tucker with a pretty decent size lead here over Chandler. Then you got Thomas down there in 13th. You got Andrew Bolander just making his presence in the top 10 up there in 8th. Turner, we were just talking about him. A new sheriff in town in the NEXXTCAR Truck Series taking over that points lead. He's going to be all the way back there in 9th. So it's going to be interesting to see some of these guys work their way up through this field. You got Bocock back there in 12th. Ware in 13th. So some of these guys that are normally up at the front, they're going to have to figure it out here tonight. Bristol Motor Speedway, this is really the first short track race of the season. So these drivers, this is something that they have not seen much of here of late. We had Daytona, then we went to the 2-mile track of Auto Club. Then we had Phoenix, which I don't really classify as a short track. And then we had Kansas last week, a 1.5-mile track. So this really is the first short track challenge of the season for these guys. So we're going to find out who has that short track speed and who doesn't. But you can see only right now 14 drivers have put down a lap. Sorry about that. So these drivers still got a little bit of time. They got another minute and 20 seconds to put down the times. You see JD Larson bumping it up there into 14th. So Bristol Motor Speedway, one of the classic tracks here of NEXXTCAR, or not NEXXTCAR, but NASCAR rather. It is a 0.5-mile track. It's Bristol, baby, 100, presented by W Energy here for the NEXXTCAR Racing League. Week 5 here at Bristol. You got your track temp of, where is the track temp? 82 degrees. And then your air temperature is 80 degrees. I'm not sure why the camera keeps going underneath the balcony there. That is not a great camera action there. But the wind, just 2 miles an hour here. The sun is down. The track is cool. These drivers are going to have a ton of grip here around this 0.5-mile track located in Bristol, Tennessee. It's provided some great racing. Hopefully these drivers can keep their cool and we can see who has it at the end. But these drivers are going to have their hands full around this one. There's no doubt about it. You saw in practice that this track was presenting its challenges to these drivers. They're going to have a lot of time to get it figured out here. 200 laps here around Bristol. So they're going to have a lot of time to get it figured out. And the bad thing about that is there's also a lot of time for tempers to flare. We have seen in a couple of races previously where tempers have flared. Can tonight be a little bit of payback? You know, short track racing always brings its form of paybacks. So that is going to be something that these drivers are going to have to keep an eye on. There's no doubt about it. But Matthew Tucker is going to claim his stake at the top of qualifying, just barely beating out Jonathan Wright. But we are 5 minutes into qualifying. You guys know what that means. It's time for our drivers meeting. Let's head down to the track and let's get this drivers meeting started. I'm sorry, what'd you ask?
Is the Ross Chastain move legal? Need to know for a friend.
Peyton?
It is. It is disqualifiable, I believe, in iRacing rules.
It is. You can do it, but like Camden just said, if someone protests it, they probably will disqualify you from it via iRacing, and they'll probably put you on a nice 2-week vacation. So, yeah, you can do it. Do I advise it? Not really.
If someone protested their bitch. But hey, okay, thank you for letting me.
Why am I not shocked that Sin's the one that asked that question?
You and me both, Trenton. You and me both.
So I guess you could say the Ross Chastain don't give a fuck tour stops here. Have fun though, guys, and be respectful while racing hard.
You know, you should give that credit to door bumper clear.
I definitely never said it was my own idea to say it in that way, but definitely credit.
Not really sure what they're talking about now. Apparently the Ross Chastain move, but it is what it is. Yeah, they can do it. It's part of short track racing now after Ross Chastain did it, but iRacing will not be happy if they do it. If someone protests it inside the league, then that person would be disqualified 100%. iRacing, after Ross Chastain made that move, they did come out and say that if anyone does that in any races, that they will get a 2-week ban from iRacing. So, yeah, you can do it, but I definitely don't suggest it. There's no doubt about it. All right.
We have 36 people signed up and only 22 people show up.
It's short track racing.
If you're going to say that, Ronnie, you need to say it like Denny.
Short track racing.
That sounded more like Logano.
Hey, Logano's a 2-time champ, right?
I mean, if anybody wants to leave, they'll make it 21. So.
Logano is not officially this. Hold your horse.
Yeah, you're right. The 1, the 20, and the 22 are going to be disqualified. Chase Elliott's your Mickey Mouse champion 2 times.
Exactly. Let's go.
Oh, man.
Give that credit to
Gotta talk crap, no doubt about it. But these drivers better get it figured out. They got 20 seconds here till they head to the grid for Bristol Motor Speedway. But anyways, fellas, good luck tonight. It's the last great Coliseum. I hope y'all are ready for it, because in practice, it was beating y'all up. So good luck tonight, everybody.
Let us be the judge if it's great or not.
Also, just for all the new guys, I know we got a couple of them in here. Camden is your race control, so you can contact him via chat like this, and he will look into the black flags, and he will clear them as he sees fit.
Candle, we're going to need a competition yellow at lap 25 to check the tire wear, please.
There it is.
You cool with that, Ronnie?
I'm just kidding.
All right. Well,
Never mind that.
we got 2 laps of pacing here. We were going to try and... actually, yeah, let's do it. Let's get rid of this here real quick.
One last thing, since I'm still learning everyone's faces with their names.
There we go. Let's go ahead and mute that chat. Let's get your starting grid up here for It's Bristol Baby 200. Matthew Tucker is going to get his first pull of the season here down here in the Truck Series. He's going to be starting first on the inside of Jonathan Wright in the number 04 Tide Ford F-150. Starting third, David Chandler. Fourth, Nicholas Trudeau. Fifth, Toby Kelsey. Sixth is going to go to Matthew Erickson. Seventh is going to be Peyton Tulik. Eighth, Trent Branson. Ninth, Andrew Bolander. And 10th is going to be John Turner in the number 29. Sitting in 11th, Zachary Brooks. And 12th is going to be Michael Maxwell, one of the rookies here of NEXXTCAR, making his debut here tonight. 13th is going to go to the way of Steve Bocock in the 12. 14th, Chase Ware, another rookie making his debut here in NEXXTCAR. 15th, JD Larson, Christopher Thomas in 16th. 17th is going to go to Mitch Diamond. 18th, Robert Hassong. And then 19th will go to Robert Babcock. As Camden is not racing, he is the race control, obviously. And then that'll move Jimmy Emos up into the 20th position. So he will be rounding out your drivers here tonight. But we're going to wait for these drivers to start gridding as they are right now. Let's dial up your pole sitter, Matthew Tucker. Matthew Tucker, Tronny up in the booth. You got me, buddy?
Yes, sir.
All right, buddy. 4 races so far this season, 4 different winners. What's your strategy here tonight starting on the pole? Can you make it 5 in a row?
Just gotta stay clean. I mean, that's the name of the game. So like the very kayak race, and if we're survived at the end, we'll have a chance.
Absolutely. Good luck, buddy. And one last thing for all drivers, I forgot to mention it at the beginning. This is a dual pit road race, so I hope you guys remember where your pit stall is. But all right, these drivers coming around to try to take the green flag here tonight. The pace truck lights are off. They're coming off of turn number 2. It's time to get those tires clean. It's time to get some heat into them. This track is nice and cool. There's going to be a ton of grip to it. The sun is down. The moon is out. The track lights are up. And Matthew Tucker is going to find himself in the front here, leading the field to the green flag to start this one. Coming off of turn number 2, it's Bristol, baby. The green flag is out here at Bristol. A great start by the 25, but here comes the 04 on the outside saying, not so quick, buddy. And there goes Matthew Tucker. He's going to clear the 04, maybe not, coming out of 2. The 04 is going to get that big run on that high line. Here comes David Chandler through the middle. He thought about maybe trying to make it 3 wide, but they're still going to be side by side. Jonathan Wright showing the way on that high line. David Chandler's going to try to go up there. Caution's out for the first time tonight as we make it just 1 lap under green flag. The caution flies for the first time tonight. We're getting Zachary Brooks, Toby Kelsey, and Michael Maxwell all involved in this one. Oh yeah, Toby Kelsey's got a ton of damage to the 51 there. Let's back it up and let's see what happened in this one. Everything's good coming off of 4. Looks like Toby just gets loose. Yeah, he just loses it. Hits the wall. I'm not really seeing where Michael Maxwell was involved at all. Oh, there's Michael Maxwell there in the 7. Let's back it up and see what happened to him. Totally separate incidents. Andrew Bolander, your winner at Auto Club, looks like he may have gotten into the back of the 7 there heading into 3. No, he just loses it. I thought for sure Andrew got into him, but he just loses it, and Zachary Brooks goes around and with him. Wow. So these drivers make it 1 lap under green flag. That is not what you want to see here to start this one. We talked about it, how Bristol was going to show its challenges to these drivers. Well, I don't think anyone really had this start in mind. But right now, Matthew Tucker is going to be leading the field under caution. I highly doubt anybody is going to be coming down pit road unless they were involved in that incident. But last week at Kansas, we only had a total of 5 cautions. Well, right now, these drivers are going to have the first one within 4 laps of this one. So hopefully they can get it figured out. Hopefully they can get it all cleaned up, and we can be in for one heck of a race here tonight. But Matthew Tucker leading the way after getting his pole, surviving a little bit of threat there from Jonathan Wright in the 04. He was really trying to make that high line work, and he was making it work. There's no doubt about it. He was definitely getting a good run on that high line, but just to no prevail as Matthew was able to use that bottom line to his advantage. David Chandler, we saw him. He had a great restart there. He was right on the back bumper of the leaders as they were side by side pretty much that whole lap and a half that we were green. Nick Trudeau, he started in 4th. He's still in 4th, so he's going to survive the opening laps there. But one of the biggest movers so far in this one, Chase Ware, all the way back here in the 22 truck. He is going to be up 5 positions running that HVAC Designs Ford F-150. Remember, HVAC Designs is owned and operated by the one and only Matthew Erickson of this league. He's painted a bunch of these trucks out here that you're going to see throughout this week. And you see it right there, the American flag on the back trunk of that Ford F-150. And that's something we forgot to talk about. And green flag's going to be back out in the air. All right, we were not expecting the green flag to come out. They were single file. I don't know why iRacing had them start single file, but it did. Green flag's back in the air here at Bristol. Sorry about that, folks. I was not expecting them to go back racing. They were all still single file, but Matthew Tucker still leading the way here. He's going to get a decent run over Jonathan Wright here, who has now got a mirror full to that one truck who has a mirror full of Nick Trudeau in the 89. David Chandler, we talked about it. He's, me personally, I haven't had any issues with him, but I know a couple of guys that they're not too big of fans of that one truck, but he's out here showing that, hoping that some payback is not issued tonight. But let's jump inside that 89 truck here on that gyro cam. As you can see, the turns, just how steep they are as he's heading through turns 1 and 2 there. Down the backstretch, there's even a little bit of degree of banking to him, but now coming to complete lap 10 here of 200. So these drivers still got a very long way to go, and a long way to go at that. But some guys that have some very long racing ahead of them is Zachary Brooks, who is still actually on pit road trying to get some damage fixed from that early incident he was involved in. Steve Bocock's got a little bit of damage on that left side and the right front of his car. He was involved in something in that number 12 Honor the Fallen Chevy Silverado. But back out front, Matthew Tucker continues to lead the way. Jonathan Wright just ran his fastest lap of the race, a 15.03, 2/1000ths of a second faster than the leader, Matt Tucker. So Jonathan Wright, he could get up there in battle, Matt, here for this lead, but still a long way to go, and these drivers got to worry about trying to conserve their tires. It's short track racing. It eats those tires alive, especially when the track is cool like this. There's a lot more grip. You get some false hope in those tires, and before you know it, you go sliding. And here at Bristol, it's hard to keep it out of that outside wall if you do get loose. As Matthew Tucker's already going to have to deal with some lap traffic. That is the 38 right in front of him. He's going to get by him. That's Jimmy Emos in that Sim Magic Chevy Silverado. Just barely going to get cleared by Peyton. Jamie Emos hit the brakes there, getting Peyton a pretty good break there. But Jimmy Emos now one lap down here in this one. But Matthew Tucker continues to lead the way here. 0.37 seconds ahead of Wright. David Chandler just behind him, and Nick Trudeau 1.2 seconds behind. But Peyton Tulloch up 2 positions. He finds himself up there in the top 5. He's having a pretty solid start to this race here as they come around to complete lap 18 of 200. So these guys are just now putting down the longest green flag run that we have seen tonight. John Turner +4 in that number 29 Chevy. He's currently sitting in the 6th position, so great start to our points leader. We talked about it. He did not look like he was going to have the greatest of starting positions, but he's out here trying to show the way. Hey, I might not have a win this season, but I'm still deserving of that points leading spot. And he's going to have his hands full. There's no doubt about it. But currently sitting in that 6th position, Matthew Erickson, we were just talking about him, the owner and operator of HVAC Designs, the painter of many of these truck schemes you're going to see out here, and several next-gen cup car schemes that you're going to see tomorrow night out here at Bristol trying to conquer the last great Coliseum. He's doing a pretty good job right now, sitting in 7th. He's actually lost a position. He started in 6th, but very long way to go. Just 23 laps of 200 here tonight. Trenton Branson running exactly where he started right now in that 8th position, 4.3 seconds behind the leader in a brand new HVAC Designs Bowling Storm Chevy Silverado. Chase Ware, one of the rookies here, making his debut in NEXXTCAR. He's up 5 positions up to the 9th, and he is a mirror of that absolutely beautiful throwback paint scheme of the Goodwrench Service Plus Chevy Silverado. Looking underneath the 22, he's not going to be able to quite get there, but absolutely beautiful looking number 3. And the caution's out. Big carnage coming out of turn 4. Oh, big carnage. That is not what you want to see coming out of turn number 4. There's no doubt about it. Nick Trudeau heavily involved in that number 89 Chevy Silverado. Running the NEXXTCAR Racing League Chevy Silverado, he just took one heck of a ride coming out of 4. Let's back it up and see what happened here with that Chevy. Oh, the lap down car, Jimmy Emos. Nick's underneath him. Nick just plows right into him. And Peyton runs into the back of Nick. Nowhere to go for Peyton. Nowhere to go for the 5, the 29, and everybody else. You see Andrew Bolander slide in there. The 22 involved. Basically everybody in the back half of the field involved in this one. The second caution of the night comes out in turn number 2. Or I'm sorry, turn number 4. Christopher Thomas. Let's jump inside the cockpit of that number 5 and see what he saw. Right there, you see Nick getting really loose. And right there, Peyton slides in him. He makes contact with the 38, and right around they go. Just nowhere for anyone to go out back. And you can see we're still on board the 5. He is on pit road trying to get some damage fixed. But man, not the start that several of these drivers wanted here tonight. But right now, Matthew Tucker having a great start. Coming to complete lap 28 here of 200. These drivers still have a very long race ahead of them, but several guys already having to use their quick repair tonight. Under 30 laps into this race, and you do not want to be one quick repair down. There's no doubt about it. Short track racing, there's a lot of beating and banging. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to hit that wall, especially coming out of turn number 2. Well, you do not want to have to use your quick repair already. But unfortunately, there are a couple of guys that are going to have to. Nick Trudeau, he's still putting around in that beaten up 89 truck. He must not have too much damage. So that 89 truck, it ain't looking pretty, Nick. But it's still rolling around here. If he does not come down and get that quick repair, it's going to be interesting because he hit that inside wall pretty hard with the front of that truck. So it's going to be interesting to see if that truck is going to be down any power, as it did take a hard hit with the front. The 3 of his song, you see that truck, not a scratch on it. He's going to use that quick repair. He had heavy damage in that one. So a bunch of these guys already down a quick repair. Not what you want to see here tonight. But right now, Matthew Tucker continuing to show the way around this 0.5 mile track of Bristol Motor Speedway. The lights are off on the pace truck. We are going to be going green this time. Let's get the dashboard up for Matthew Tucker down there in the bottom right. You see it, 45 mile an hour down that backstretch, running in 2nd gear. We are going to be back to a double file restart here. I'm not exactly sure why that first one was single file. But Matthew Tucker coming out of turn number 4. Green flags back in the air. Jonathan Wright does not get going. But Matthew Tucker got a great launch on that one. 30 out of 200 laps completed. David Chandler going to slide up right in front of Peyton Tulloch. He's going to take it to the inside. They're going to be side by side down the front stretch heading into turn number 1. David Chandler outside. Peyton Tulloch inside. David Chandler sliding up, coming back down the track. He's going to get a beautiful run off that high line. That's the way to get around here at Bristol. Get that high line, kind of diamond the turn, and you see the run that David got that time, and he was able to clear Peyton once again. But back out front, Matthew Tucker continuing to lead the way here, 0.3 seconds over Jonathan Wright. But right now, we were talking about it, the damage. What kind of damage was going to be on that number 89 of Nicholas Trudeau? Well, Nick Trudeau on pit road trying to get that damage fixed. That is not what you want to see if you are a fan of that 89 camp. Nick Trudeau, major implications here in this one. He cannot afford it. He needed to come in here and have a solid race. He started great, but right now, minus 12 positions. Started 4th. But right now being scored in that 16th position. But back out front, side by side for the lead here at Bristol. Tucker outside, right inside. Tucker trying to get that big run off of turn number 2. He's going to get it. But Jonathan Wright's coming right back at him on that inside. But Tucker getting a big momentum run off that high line. He's going to clear him. Jonathan Wright still trying to put the pressure on him. David Chandler, he's 0.8 seconds back. He's trying to hope that these guys run side by side in front of him. Let's jump inside the cockpit and see what he sees out front. They're going to get it figured out here. As Jonathan Wright's going to jump in behind Tucker. Tucker really loose and sideways coming out of turn 2. That opened up the door there for Jonathan Wright. Let's jump inside the cockpit of that 04 truck. He's now all over the back bumper to the 25. Side by side down the backstretch. Still side by side. Lap car going to be a factor in this one. Jimmy Emos. They made contact. Jonathan Wright's around. Oh my goodness. Your 2 leaders take each other out down the front stretch. Your 2 leaders have just wrecked each other down the front stretch. Matthew Tucker. Jonathan Wright. Major implications for the 2 drivers who was showing the way here tonight. Matt just kind of, I don't know. It looks like Jonathan expected Matt to be further up the track, and it looked like Matt was trying to maybe corral John coming off of turn number 4. Look at that. Matt's still halfway down the track coming out of turn 4. And you definitely expect the guy on the outside, if you're the guy on the inside, you expect him to run it all the way up to the wall. Well, that did not happen there coming off of turn number 4. I know these 2 are pretty decent friends, but I don't know about that one. That's just a racing incident. There's no doubt about it. No harm, no foul intended as you see Jonathan Wright now coming to pit road. Oh, he's going to overshoot his pit box. You see him having to back it up. He's going to overshoot it. And Matthew Tucker's going to have to use a quick repair, it looks like, as now his truck is completely unscathed. But now, getting 4 tires on both those trucks, Matt's away. David Chandler's away. But big heartbreak for the 04 and the 25. It looks like Jonathan Wright is not going to be using a quick repair. He must not have thought his damage was that bad, so he's going to save it for later on. Honestly, I don't blame him. Yeah, he's going to pull away there. Not even going to go down a lap or anything. So, big call there by Jonathan Wright to not use that fast repair. And I agree with that call. I really do. You know, if you don't need to use it, don't use it. Save it for later because God knows we're going to have a bunch more carnage in this one. We're already 44 laps into this one, ladies and gentlemen. Just under a quarter way through. And we have got 3 cautions here. But right now, Robert Asong involved in that major pileup coming out of turn number 4 to bring out the 2nd caution of the night. Well, now he finds himself, after using the 1 quick repair they get, up in the front position. And how about Michael Maxwell? He's another one of these guys making his debut in NEXXTCAR. Plus 10 positions right now in that number 7 HendrickCars.com. He was also involved in that 2nd caution. But now finds himself up here in 2nd. So right now, Hissong and Maxwell finding themselves out front in this one. The pace light, or the lights are still on the pace truck, so these guys are not going to be going green. They should be going green next time by. The light should be going off this time. But 40 come to complete. 45 out of 200. Already 3 cautions. Honestly, it's not terrible. Hopefully they can clean it up. We saw a little bit of green flag racing there earlier on between the first and second caution. As you see the 7 of Maxwell going to the outside. You got the live look at the pace truck. The lights are off. We're going to jump inside the cockpit of this number 3. Actually, no, we're not. We're going to jump inside the cockpit of the number 1 of David Chandler, who's going to be restarting behind your leader. Let's get his dashboard up. We're going to try a couple different shots here and just see what it comes out for tonight. Well, let's get his dashboard up. 37 mile an hour up to 40 here through 3 and 4. The pace truck hooking that hard left, handing the field to the hands of the 3. Green flag's back in the air, who's going to get a great launch, and so does David Chandler. He's already going to be up into second. Beautiful launch there by both your leader and David Chandler, who now clears the 7 for second. That Bud Light Platinum number 1 Toyota Tundra, that's another beautiful truck painted by HVAC Design. So if you're interested in a truck or next gen cup car, let me know and I will send you to Matthew Erickson, who is the creator of this truck and several others tonight. But right now, Robert Hissong taking advantage of that caution, staying out, and he is now your leader by half a second over that number 1 of David Chandler. But we have a bunch of action going on right here between Kelsey and Bocock in the 12. Toby Kelsey in the 51. I'm not sure why iRacing's saying he's in the 8. But Bocock is back in that 12 truck. And then you got Matthew Erickson a little ways behind them. About half a second now behind those guys. And then you got J.D. Larson rounding out your top 10. And the caution is out once again as Michael Maxwell involved in this one. We were just talking about him. He was up in second. Major implications for that 7 truck. We are going to back it up and see what happens. It looks like he just got tight. Got loose. I thought he slid up into the wall, but he just got loose. Everybody able to miss, and that got tight for a couple of guys trying to miss him. But we were just talking about Michael Maxwell. Well, that is not what you want to see if you're a fan of that guy. There's no doubt about it. But here we are on the 4th caution, just over a quarter of the way through in this one. But right now, Robert Hissong leading the way here under our 4th caution. But we are going to step away here for a quick break. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to be right back to bring you the green flag here in this one.
Can I trust what I'm given? My faith still needs a gun. Whose ammunition justifies the wrong? And I can't see from the backseat, so I'm asking from above. Can I trust what I'm given, even when it cuts? So heaven, if you sent us down, so we can build a playground for the sinners to play as saints. You'd be so proud of what we made. I hope you got some beds around, 'cause you're the only refuge now for every mother and every child, every brother that's caught in the crossfire. Yeah.
Yeah, let's go. I'm unstoppable, do the impossible. I'm irresponsible, yet I'm phenomenal. I got an arsenal, I'm dropping bombs, you know. No, I'm not stopping, no. Conquer the obstacle. To the top, here I go, think I'm chosen to be the king of rock, think the people have spoken. I can hear the tick-tock of the clock, I'm in motion. So now I'm gonna pop, causing all this commotion.
Yeah, sometimes I think that I'm unstoppable. Yeah, ready to go, man, lock and load.
Alright, you see it. The lights are off on the pace truck. The field, side by side, coming out of turn number 2. 13 trucks on the lead lap here right now. Maxwell 1 lap down. Thomas 1 lap down. Trudeau 4 laps down. Ware still on pit road. So we got 13 guys still able to possibly come home with this one. But pace truck's going to be hooking that hard left. Green flag is going to be back out in the air here at Bristol. David Chandler, the one, does not get going. He's going to spin the tires. That's going to cost him a position. He's going to fall all the way back to 3rd. Here comes Peyton in the 17 trying to get underneath him. Trenton Branson right behind him. And how about Matthew Tucker back up here in the 6th position? Jonathan Wright back there in 9th. You saw those two battling for the lead down the front stretch not too long ago. Take each other out. And they are right back up in this one. Both now still back up there in the top 10. But Trenton Branson plus 3 positions trying to work his way up to the front. But right now, your biggest mover being scored the leader is Robert Hissong. Plus 17, and the caution is out once again. We just mentioned him back in the top 10. Jonathan Wright goes around for the 2nd time tonight out of turn number 2. Let's back it up for the umpteenth time and see what happened with him. It looks like Toby Kelsey may have tried to bump draft with him a little bit. Oh no, Jonathan got loose. He got down on that apron and Toby just sent him around. That's all part of short track racing there, unfortunately. But hey, he didn't hit anything, so he doesn't have too much damage unless maybe the back of this truck. Nope, the back of the truck, yeah. It's got a little bruising, but ain't nothing bad about it. He can definitely continue on without having to burn up his fast repair. He's got some damage there on the right side of that truck, but yeah, right now, Jonathan Wright, he worked his way up there inside that top 10. We were just talking about him, but he is going to be the reason for the 5th caution here tonight. After 60 laps, these drivers are going to have a long race ahead of them if they continue this route that they are on. Right now, we're looking at roughly 16 cautions here tonight if we continue to average 4 every 50 laps. So these drivers, they need to get it cleaned up a little bit here. But hey, it's easy for me to say that. I'm the one up here in the booth calling this race. I'm not the one behind the steering wheel tonight. Tomorrow night I will be, but not tonight. But right now, still Hissong leading the way. David Chandler's going to get up there. I thought David Chandler was about to run into the back of Hissong there for a second. That got a little tight. But you see Jonathan Wright and J.D. Larson both on pit road right there. J.D. Larson's going to get his tires. He's down and away. And Jonathan Wright, he is going to still be on pit road. Maybe getting a little bit of that damage fixed on that right front. His hood is popped up right there just to the left of the tide. So he needs to get that thing fixed a little bit. And it looks like he may have. And he's down and away as well. But Robert Hissong, your pole sitter, Matthew Tucker, finds himself up there in the 6th position right now. He started on the pole, was involved in that caution with Jonathan Wright battling for the lead, but right now finds himself back up there in the 6th position. But how about Robert Babcock? Plus 13 positions tonight. I know we haven't really talked about him a whole lot tonight. He's definitely one of these sleeper guys in NEXXTCAR. You know, he's qualified decent. I'm not sure why his number ain't popping up, but he's qualified decent. We're getting word Nick Trudeau has just crashed under pacing laps. What just happened to Nick under pacing laps? It just popped up on our timing that he crashed. It looks like he may have ran into the back of the 7. What happened? Y'all are under pacing laps and you're crashing. Honestly, I have no clue what just transpired in that one. It didn't look like anybody really wrecked, but I don't know. That was weird. But the field back to side by side here, getting ready to take the green flag for the 6th time here tonight. Green flag back in here. David Chandler once again does not get a good start. But Robert Song is going to take advantage of it. And Mitch Diamond in that number 65 Chevy takes full advantage of the one not going. Diamond has worked his way up plus 15 positions up there into 2nd. David Chandler in 3rd, exactly where he started. Big save by the 1. Peyton, he's plus 3 up there in 4th. Robert Babcock running side by side with Trenton Branson. They're going to be side by side heading into 3. Whoa, watch out, Matt. I thought for sure Trenton was about to come down across Matt's nose. But they're able to keep it going straight. They're able to keep it going. But I think, oh, Trenton. All trying to run down Peyton Tulloch right in front of him, who's trying to run down David Chandler right in front of him. He's going to get underneath them here. That's 65. Oh, big move by Peyton on the inside. He's going to clear David Chandler heading into turn number 3. Big move by that 17. I'm sorry, that was heading into 2. Now they're in turn number 3. But here comes Robert Babcock in the number 99 Havoline. He is making his way up here. Up here inside the top 5. He's currently in 4th. But they're side by side for 2nd. Peyton in the inside. Mitch on the outside. Chevy versus Chevy out of turn number 2. Peyton's going to give way here, but here comes Robert Babcock right behind him in the 99. He's trying to stick his nose underneath Peyton. He knows if he can get under Peyton, he may have a chance to get up there in the top 3. But Robert Babcock continuing to try to make that inside line work while everyone in front of him is trying to use that high line. Peyton trying to use the high line. David's trying to use the high line. Ware, Turner, Brooks, all out of this one. 4 drivers. And the caution's out. Mitch Diamond has crashed. He was up in 2nd at the time of his spin. Just another example of getting loose. Up there in 2nd, coming out of turn number 4, and just pounds that inside pit road wall. The rest of the field is lucky he did not come back up the track like it was looking like he was going to. But man, these drivers, we talked about it in pre-race, this track was going to present its challenges. Well, it is. But right now, Peyton Tulloch in that number 17 Chevy Silverado being scored your leader in that WWEX.com. Georgia Watermelon, a fan of Ross Chastain, so running himself a Chastain paint scheme tonight. But Robert Babcock being scored plus 18 in that number 99 as you see the 5 going by to get one of his laps back. His song, Chandler, Erickson, Bolander, Maxwell, Diamond, all on pit road. Trudeau still 4 laps down. What is Robert Babcock doing? I thought he was about to go up there and try and see if he couldn't pass Peyton for the lead under caution. I didn't know what that 99 was doing there. But these guys just need to try and get some green flag running here. But right now, 15 guys on the lead lap here. Nick Trudeau, the next one a lap down. Actually, 4 laps down in that 16th position. But Robert Babcock doing something with the pace truck. Not exactly sure what he's trying to accomplish with this one. He's trying to Kyle Busch it, I guess. Not sure what these two are doing up here. Peyton's looking like he's going to try and pass the pace truck, but let's do a quick run through the field. Trent Branson, +5 in that number 24. He's having a pretty solid race so far. He's kept the nose of that Chevy Silverado clean. Matthew Tucker, he can't really say the same, but he is putting on a good race right now up there in the 4th position. Matthew Tucker was involved in that second caution with Jonathan right there. Sorry, 3rd caution. Toby Kelsey back up there in the top 5 with that ugly-looking 51. That thing has got a ton of damage on it, but he is continuing to try to come away with a good finish here in this one. Sitting in the 5th position. Steve Bocock in that number 12. +7 positions here tonight. He's sitting pretty good right now in that 6th position. He's trying to put together a solid race. He needs it. There's no doubt about it. He needs to have himself a very good race tonight. Jonathan Wright, we've talked about him a couple times. He's had a couple spins, but right now he's being scored in that 7th position. Robert Hassong, we just have talked about him. He just got done leading a couple laps. Well, he's currently being scored in 8th, and then you got Mitch Diamond 9th, and Matthew Erickson is going to round out your top 10. But back up front we go as the field, side by side, the pace lights are off on the truck, and let's get your tower up here. Coming to complete lap 79 of 200. 6 cautions so far in this one. These drivers hopefully can get it figured out here tonight. But that pace truck gonna hook the hard left. Peyton has the field in his hands. Green flags in the air. The outside line once again does not get a good start with Robert Babcock, who's gonna possibly lose a position to Trent Branson with Matthew Tucker behind him. But how about Toby Kelsey? He has not had the best of races so far. All over the back of Trent. He's going to get into the back of the 24. They're all going to keep it going straight. That got sketchy right there as Toby Kelsey just about took out Trenton Branson in front of him. And the caution's out once again as David Chandler involved in this one. Once again, another caution. As it looks like the 7 underneath them just got loose. Yep. I don't know if he got loose, actually. It looks like he was trying to avoid something. Let's jump inside that 7 of Michael Maxwell here. It looks like there was issues in front of him. Robert Hassong. Something happened between him and the 28. On the inside of Steve there. He just got loose. Carried too much speed into the turn. Hit the brakes to try to save it. And causes mayhem behind him. That's exactly what happened. I know it looked like the 7 was trying to avoid something. I didn't know what until we backed it up a little further. But man, this race is an interesting one, folks. There's no doubt about it. 83 laps out of 200, and we have 7 cautions here tonight. You know, we talked about it. Bristol presents its fair share of... we talked about it. Bristol has its fair share of tempers flaring. Well, I wouldn't be surprised if these guys have a little tempers flaring down there in those trucks. You know, it's all part of short track racing. And these drivers are showing that maybe Bristol was a little more prepared for this one than they were. You know, they had a nice 2-week break. We did not race last week for Halloween because there was a bunch of guys that were going to be gone for their trick-or-treating with their family. So we decided to not have the race last week. And then they got a nice 2-week break to prepare for this one. But right now it is not looking like too many of these guys prepared for the Beast of Bristol. There's a reason it's called the Last Great Coliseum, and it provides a challenge to these gladiators week in and week out. Even NASCAR has their fair share of challenges, but right now, NEXXTCAR really showing it has its fair share of challenges tonight. But Robert Babcock being scored your biggest mover of the race, plus 18 positions, running around in the 2nd spot. Absolutely beautiful looking 99 Havoline Chevy. And then Trenton Branson sporting his new paint scheme from Matthew Erickson, that Bowling Storm Chevy Silverado, the number 24. Nice looking paint scheme. You can pick out which ones Matthew Erickson has done, as if you look above the windshield, the NEXXTCAR Racing League banner, as you see it right there, is on these trucks that Matthew Erickson has created. So, well, Matthew actually did, he did Matt's truck as well, and it doesn't have that. I don't know. I guess it was just made a liar, huh? But hey, the lights are off on the pace truck. It's time to go racing one more time here tonight. 85 out of 200 laps completed. Come to complete lap 86 this time. That outside line has not had a good job at this restart. Can Robert Babcock change that here in this restart? Peyton has the control of the field in his hands as that pace truck is going to hook the hard right. Coming out of turn number 4, green flag is going to be back out in the air. Robert Babcock once again does not get a good restart in this one. Matthew Tucker trying to make that high line work. He's going to definitely get up there on the outside of Trenton Branson, but Branson's going to make that inside work a little more better, as now he's going to get there and he's going to take over third. Matthew Tucker trying to cross over. He's going to try and get underneath him with nothing to do there, but here comes Jonathan Wright. That 04 has found himself in a couple of cautions tonight, but he has rebounded nicely and he is up there in that top 5. Same with Mitch Diamond. Mitch Diamond's been involved in a couple cautions. He's up there in 6th. Robert Hassong in the number 3 is up there in 7th. Toby Kelsey in that horrendous looking 51 Chevy. That thing looks like it went through a shredder, Toby. But he's still doing its job out there, running in 6th. I'm sorry, 8th. Steve Bocock's been involved in a couple of cautions. You see the left side of his truck all scratched up. The right front and right rear all banged up in that truck. But hey, he's still holding on to a top 10. And the guy wrapping up your top 10 is Andrew Bolander in that Ford F-150 5G Verizon number 2. He got the win at Auto Club. Everyone still trying to see if they can get a first repeat winner. Bolander, Erickson, those two have, and Jonathan Wright are winners. So trying to see if they can't be the first repeat winners of this one. Brandon Dunford was your winner last week at Kansas, but unable to make the race tonight. But back out front, Peyton continues to lead the way here, just under a half a second lead over Robert Babcock in the number 99. Oh, we got Robert Hassong, major contact there. I don't know, he got into the Jimmy Emos purple Chevy Silverado, but they all make it, keep it going straight. That got sketchy there. That was not good there for a second. But coming to complete lap 95 of 200, just under halfway in this one, folks. These drivers, this Bristol Motor Speedway has presented its fair share of challenges tonight, and these drivers have had their hands full. 7 cautions so far in this one, but right now Peyton trying to lead the way here at the halfway point in 3 laps, where Robert Babcock falling back a little bit now, just over a second behind the leader. Jonathan Wright has worked his way up into 3rd. Matthew Tucker has fallen back to 5th as he's now side by side with Toby Kelsey in that number 51. Kelsey in the 51 is going to clear Tucker in the 25. Here comes Branson in the 24. Let's jump on the gyro cam of that number 24 Chevy Silverado as you see him heading into turns, 3 and 4? 1 and 2. Now they're heading into 3 and 4. You see him running that middle line there, trying to see where he can try to get up there to Matt and try to make this pass happen. The bad thing about Bristol is it can be very hard to make passes here, is now you see he's got his hands full with that 65 right behind him, who's got the 3 right behind him. But Nick Trudeau now just 3 laps down. He's trying to work his way back up there. Last week, he found himself 2 laps down at Kansas, after speeding onto pit road. Can he try to recover here in this one in that number 89 NEXXTCAR Racing League Chevy Silverado? The next guy behind him, Jimmy Emo, 17 laps down, so Nick just needs to ride around here. I'm sure we're going to get 3 more cautions, buddy, so keep your nose clean, and you will find yourself right back on the lead lap. But back out front, Peyton Tulloch continues to lead the way. Now he's got his fair share of lap traffic to deal with. Jimmy's going to give him plenty of room heading into turn number 3. How does Jonathan Wright get past Jimmy? Jimmy's going to give him the inside line. He's going to clear him, no problem. Robert Babcock and Toby Kelsey going to try and clear him through 3 and 4 once again this time. They're both going to clear him. How about Matthew Tucker? They're side by side back here for 5th. Trenton Branson inside. Mitch Diamond right behind them. Andrew Bolander behind them. The 3 of his song right behind the 65. And how about David Chandler? Let's jump inside the cockpit and see what he sees out front. They're going to have the lap traffic and Jimmy Emos involved in this one. Let's jump inside the cockpit of Mitch Diamond, who's going to get trapped behind Jimmy. He's going to lose a couple positions, but they're all going to keep it figured out. But Andrew Bolander taking full advantage of it, moving up into the 6th position. Oh, Tuck, save it, buddy. Big save by Tuck into 25. Now Mitch underneath Matthew heading down the front stretch. And here comes the 3 of his song right behind them. Matt Tucker really struggling right now. His song not clear. He's going to clear himself though. We are over halfway through this race now, folks. It's been a long first half, but hopefully these drivers can figure this track out and we can get some green flag racing here at the last Great Coliseum. But out front, Peyton Tulloch has got his hands full. Jonathan Wright, Toby Kelsey have all caught him. Robert Babcock right behind them. Side by side for 2nd, right behind your leader. Let's jump inside the cockpit of the 99. Now let's jump up there with Jonathan Wright. As you see the 51 of Toby Kelsey underneath Peyton Tulloch. Jonathan Wright has got the front row seats for the battle for the lead here with 110 out of 200 laps completed. These drivers are slipping and sliding. You can see them sideways coming off of these turns. You can see Toby Kelsey sliding it up off of 2. Amazing throttle control here at Bristol for these guys, as they're going to have lap traffic ahead to deal with. That looks like J.D. Larson in the 18 Monster Toyota, and it is, as Jonathan Wright's now trying to make the pass on Peyton on the inside. He's not going to be able to get it done. He's going to jump back behind Peyton. They're going to get single file here, as they're going to try and worry about trying to pass J.D. Larson. Now, Jonathan Wright dives to the inside. Is he going to try and use J.D. Larson as a pick? Peyton trying to not allow that to happen. Where's J.D.? There he is. You see him. They're going to catch him here through 1 and 2. Peyton's going to go to the bottom. J.D. Larson really slow. Jonathan Wright has to dive it to the bottom to miss him. Here comes Andrew Bolander and the rest of the field. Here comes Trent Branson trying to make it possibly 3 wide. He is going to make it 3 wide for a split second. But now they're going to be 3 wide with the lapped car of J.D. Larson. This has a caution written all over it right here, folks. But right now, these drivers continue to keep them straight and keep the green flag a-waving as they are all dipping and diving, trying to get past lap traffic. And now, Toby Kelsey, you see it on the ticker, 2-second lead as Trenton Branson is going to dive it to the inside of Robert Babcock. This might just be the best racing we've seen all night from these drivers, and it's about time. That's right, I said it. These drivers, they did not have a good first half of this race. Can they clean it up for the second one? And it's easy for me to say because tonight I'm up here in the booth, but these drivers have not had the best of races. Last week at Kansas, we witnessed probably the best race we have seen all season long. And it's going to be hard to top it in the second half of the season. but Kansas provided some amazing racing. The green flag or green white checker racing was amazing, and these drivers are showing it tonight that, hey, we're not professionals. We're going to have our rough races, but it's all about how you finish. So if they can finish off this race strong here tonight, which I'm hoping they can, as they got more lap traffic to deal with Jimmy Emos in at 38. He's going to hold it up high, though. He's going to let the leaders go by. Andrew Bolander, you're not clear, bro. He's going to get clear, though. I thought for sure he was going to try and slide up in front of him coming out of 3. But he's going to keep it going straight. David Chandler's going to try and run him down. David Chandler having a pretty solid night right now, running in that 4th position, trying to run down Andrew Bolander. Jonathan Wright, big recovery by that 04 Ford F-150. Back up here in the top 5. Big recovery for him. But back out front, Toby Kelsey, just over a second as Mitch Diamond is really running him down right now. Mitch Diamond is a man on a mission, as you see Toby Kelsey going to have to deal with Matthew Erickson and that number 28. Matthew Erickson now going to go 1 lap down, so now Nick is no longer in the lucky dog position. Actually, I'm sorry, Matthew Erickson's now 2 laps down. But ladies and gentlemen, we are going to have a battle for the lead on our hands here. Mitch Diamond looks to the inside. Toby Kelsey on the outside. Side by side coming out of turn number 4. I'm sorry, turn number 2. That's the problem with Bristol. Turns 2 and turn 4 look the exact same, as Mitch Diamond is going to lead lap 126 of 200. Not really much Toby Kelsey can do with this one, as he is now going to fall back a position, and Mitch Diamond is now going to take over the lead here tonight in this one. Mitch Diamond from Michigan in that number 65 Chevy Silverado is now over a second ahead of Toby Kelsey. So the 65 now putting Matthew Tucker a lap down. 9 drivers on the lead lap. The 65 is a man on a mission right now. Matthew Tucker, 1 lap down. He leads the drivers a lap down, sitting in 9th. Robert Babcock, not too far ahead of him, folks. It's only taken 16 seconds right now for these drivers to get around this track. So he's about just under half a track length ahead of him. You see Nick Trudeau just in front of the leader. He's 3 laps down. Nick looking like that's JD Larson. That looked like Nick first. Okay, there's Nick. I knew I saw that NEXXTCAR Racing League Chevy up there somewhere, but there it is. Mitch Diamond is going to put JD Larson down another lap, and there goes Nick going down to 4 laps now in at number 89. Mitch Diamond is absolutely a man on a mission, and he has the 3rd freshest tires tonight. His last pit stop was lap 75. David Chandler, who has made the pass on Toby Kelsey for 2nd, his last pit stop was lap 82. Same with Toby Kelsey. But right now, Mitch Diamond is making his way to the front here at Bristol. But ladies and gentlemen, while these drivers are putting on a heck of a show right now with the best racing we have seen all night long, it is time for your NEXXTCAR It Up here at Bristol Motor Speedway. Let's get it going. Let's NEXXTCAR it up. right, there you go, folks. Your nightly next card up, and Peyton is going to get spun on the front stretch. He had just went down a lap, and the 17 truck is going to go spinning. Let's back it up and see what exactly transpired on the front stretch here. You saw him battling hard with Robert Babcock, who also just went a lap down, trying to figure out who was going to be the lucky dog. Well, Robert Babcock, actually Peyton came down into Robert, trying to figure out how to get past Matthew. Trying to figure out how to get past Matt Tucker. And Peyton kind of came down a little bit right there. Just another one of them racing incidents here that we have seen a couple times here tonight. But hey, I'm proud of these drivers. I am absolutely proud of these guys. That was some of the best green flag racing we have seen all night. That was the longest green flag racing we have seen all night. But several guys coming down pit road to get fresh tires. Just under 50 laps to go in this one. But Bristol Motor Speedway has definitely given these drivers their fair share of challenges tonight. 8 cautions. We're looking like if we keep this rate going, we are going to be at the record cautions for NEXXTCAR. Right now, it's sitting at 12. Well, we just had our 8th. Can these drivers go 50 laps more? As you see, Trenton Branson just missing his pit box big time in the 24. We are going to back that one up and find out what exactly happened. He just completely misses his pit box. Right there's his pit box. He doesn't even make it for the turn-in, and he knows it immediately. Throws it into reverse, and yeah, that was not pretty for Trenton Branson. Backs it up and throws 4 fresh tires on. Actually, yep, there he goes. He's going to get his 4 fresh tires. Oh, he's having a heck of a time. He backed it up too close to pit wall, and you can't do that. iRacing will make you move over, so your pit crew has plenty of room to jack up the left side. So, Trent Branson, not the pit stop he was looking for. But hey, he's still sitting in the 6th position right now, so not bad right now if you are Trenton Branson. You'll miss pit road or your pit box all day long if you can continue to have a clean number 24 Chevy Silverado and be inside the top 10 still on the lead lap, as we only have 8 guys still on the lead lap. Robert Babcock got his lap on that last caution. He is your lucky dog. Peyton was in the contention to get it, but he did not after getting into Robert Babcock there. But the lights are out on the pace truck. We are going green flag racing this time at lap 150 of 200. Green flag's going to be back out in the air. Mitch Diamond gets a great restart. Once again, the outside line does not get going. Jonathan Wright trying to take full advantage of it. He's going to clear the 2 coming out of turn 2. Robert Essong dumps him. Robert Essong just dumps the 2 of Andrew Bullander. Nick Trudeau involved as well. Andrew Bullander was up in 3rd and gets dumped by the guy in 4th. I don't know what to say about that one. Just, I don't know. We're going to jump inside that 3 truck and see what exactly happened here. There we are inside the 3. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell, honestly, even from the cockpit angle. Did the 2 come down a little bit, or did the 3 just... It looks like the 3 just came up into his left rear quarter panel and took him around. I don't even know what to say about that one. I don't even know what to say about that one. But hey, 9th caution of the night. Are we going to get a NEXXTCAR record here in the Truck Series? The record stands at 12. Well, these guys are at 9, and we still have 48 laps to go in this one. So, oh man, it has not been the best of nights for these drivers tonight. We talked about it in the pre-race. Bristol was going to present its challenges. These drivers needed to get their swords sharpened, their shields ready, because the last great Coliseum was not going to be their friend tonight. Well, we are seeing it is not. But Trenton Branson, we're going to bring your attention to that 24. He's going to get back onto pit road. He's going to get his service done. These drivers using quite a bit of stuff here tonight. But Mitch Diamond continuing to lead the way here in that number 65 Chevy Silverado. But right now, Peyton back on the lead lap in that number 17. He finds himself in 8th position, back on the lead lap. And how about the next guy a lap down? He's being scored inside the top 10 in 9th. Steve Bocock. Back inside the top 10. He has had a pretty rough night so far tonight. You see a lot of damage on that 12 truck, but hey, it's still putting around here, and it might just get him a top 10 finish. As you see Tucker 2 laps down now, who is being scored in that 10th position. So if Steve Bocock can just continue to limp that Honor the Fallen Chevy Silverado around this Bristol track, he may just come away with another top 10 here in the Truck Series. It's Bristol, baby, and anything can happen. But 46 laps to go here in this one. Coming to complete for lap 45. They are side by side out front, folks. That means the lights are off on the pace truck. The drivers trying to put everything that's happened behind them. And can they try to get some good racing? Green flag is going to be back in the air here at Bristol. And Jonathan Wright, this is the first time that outside line has gotten a great restart. The 04 is going to get it done, and he is going to find himself in 2nd. Can he try to get up there? The 65 with a big block coming out of 2. Caution is back out once again as Jimmy Emos is going to go around in that 38. Jimmy Emos not having a good night at all in this one. 20-some laps down. He's going to get involved with Peyton. Peyton, who just got back on the lead lap. You see Peyton make the move to the inside of Matthew Erickson. And then Peyton just dumps him. Yeah, Sorry, Peyton. There ain't no defending that one, buddy. You just straight up dumped him. Look at this. Coming out of 2, just straight up dumps the 38. And then the 38 hooks a hard right and puts Peyton into the wall. Yeah, there's no making excuses for that one, Peyton. Let's back it up and let's jump inside the 17's cockpit here and see what exactly he saw out that windshield. Oh, a little too far. But here he is. You heard him gas it up right before he got into him. You heard him gas it up. We're going to turn the audio up a little bit. That way you can hear a little better. Let's get his dashboard up. Actually, we're not. But let's take a ride inside the 17 truck. Right there. You heard him gas it up. We talked about it. Tempers were going to be flaring here at Bristol. Well, here they are. Even when the guy's several laps down, tempers are still flaring here. But hey, Peyton's still sitting in the 9th position, so not a bad race at all for that number 17. You see him having to use his first quick repair of the night. But Steve Bocock, the benefiter of that caution, that 12 truck, is now back on the lead lap. Matthew Tucker's the next guy 2 laps down. He would be the next candidate for the lucky dog. Him and J.D. Larson are battling as Matthew Erickson is the next guy 3 laps down in 12th. But hey, while one guy takes out some anger there, another guy benefits from it. But we're coming to 40 laps to go in this one. Green flag's back in the air in the 04. Did not time it right. Rear ends the 65. I was not expecting us to be back to green flag either. I'm not used to the iRacing making single file restarts, but that was not pretty for the 04. Major damage on the front for Jonathan Wright. We don't normally do this, especially at Bristol, where we have had a ton of action and a ton of cautions. But we're going to back that restart up. Man. Right here. Rear ends him, and then the 3 rear ends him. Not what you want to see if you're Jonathan Wright, but he is trying to run back down Mitch Diamond. I don't know. Looked like Mitch Diamond may have, I don't know, maybe brake checked him a little bit there coming into the Geico restart zone. As you see Jimmy Emos now way down on the apron, trying to get out of everybody's way after causing several issues tonight. Even being several laps down, he still has found himself in the thick of things with the leaders. He is taking out a couple good cars tonight, but these drivers got to put it behind them. As you can see, several guys are out of this race. But the big battle out front. Here comes the song. Here comes Robert Babcock. Robert Assong's going to work his way underneath Jonathan Wright, but Jonathan Wright's going to get the big run off that high line. They're not clear. And that song's going to put him in the wall. Robert Babcock, save it, buddy. He's going to save it, but he's going to lose a ton of positions. We stay green. Cautions out as Trent Branson involved in this one. Trenton Branson extremely slow on the front stretch there. Let's back it up. His song gets down on the apron right there. Gets loose. Checks it up. David Chandler does not know. And right around goes Trenton Branson. Not too much damage, though, to the 24. So he should be able to continue. But, man, 30 laps to go. And these drivers' tempers are going to be flaring after this one, ladies and gentlemen. Next week at Darlington could get very interesting for these guys. Robert Babcock, with maybe the save of the night, finds himself coming down pit road. He's going to come to a stop as pit road is closed. So now he's able to go as the field goes by him. Big heads up there by Babcock. If you exit a closed pit road, you get a huge penalty. So huge heads-up play there by Robert Babcock, not exiting a closed pit road. He has just earned your Good Hands Award of the night with that big save and that huge... Actually, he's coming back. I think he went down the wrong pit road. He did. He went down the wrong pit road. Never mind, Robert. You ain't getting the Good Hands of the night. You have just lost yourselves the Good Hand of the night, buddy. He had that big save, but now I think he just went down the wrong pit road. But down and away is that number 99. Still running around in ninth, but Matthew Tucker is going to get one of his laps back. Now, just one lap down inside the top 10. J.D. Larson, 2 laps down. Matthew Erickson, 3. Andrew Bolander was looking like he may have had a good run tonight. He's still sitting on pit road getting his number 2 fixed. Nick Trudeau, he's on pit road. He's been on pit road for a little while. Who else do we got here? Jimmy Emos, he's on pit road. And then out of this race, we've got a couple guys out of this one. We've got Thomas, Ware, Turner, and Brooks all out of this one. So Bristol has not played nice tonight to these drivers. But right now, Mitch Diamond continuing to lead the way here, coming to 27 laps to go this time. We're going to be ready for this restart, I promise. Like I said, was not used to iRacing mixing it up with double file and single file restarting. But how about that 51 truck of Toby Kelsey? You see that thing. It's looking a little better. He has used a couple repairs. Not fast repairs, but a couple coming down pit road repairs. And he has got that number 51 Chevy up there in the second position. But that last restart was the first time we saw that outside line actually able to hang with the leader. Can Toby Kelsey make it 2 in a row? Mitch Diamond, the pace car, down on pit road. Green flag back in the air at Bristol on the outside line is not going to get going as well. Mitch Diamond clears them heading into 1. But Jonathan Wright side by side with Toby Kelsey heading into 1 and 2. David Chandler has sung, and Peyton right behind him. Peyton getting really checked up there by that 1. He's going to jump to the outside. Peyton, you're not clear. That was close. He was not clear of Robert Babcock. Peyton still not clear. These two racing very hard. Peyton trying to make up. Oh! Netcode is going to take out Trenton Branson as he's flipping down the front stretch. Netcode is going to bring out your 12th caution of the night. That was not anything anyone really did there. That was all Netcode. Actually, Trenton did come down a little bit, I guess. You see it. David's holding his line down there. Yeah, they kind of met in the middle, I guess, really. But up and over into the catch fence sends Trenton Branson flipping down the front stretch here at Bristol. But lands on his wheels. But, man, Trenton Branson was putting together a heck of a run here tonight. Unfortunately, I think his good run tonight might be over. He's used his quick repair already. And right now, sitting on pit road getting towed. Not what you want to see if you're that 24 team. But Mitch Diamond continuing to lead the way here. Coming to 20 laps to go here under caution for the 12th time here at Bristol. We have just tied our record cautions of the season. Are we going to get another one? Who knows? But we're going to be back here in a minute to bring you the rest of this race, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back.
Just tell me where you wanna go. North Pole, East, West, baby, I'll go anywhere. We'll take a plane and take a boat. I don't really care, just as long as it will get us there. Cause I wanna see what's above. I wanna see what's below. Just tell me where you wanna go. You can name the place, yeah, you can name the time. We can leave it all behind. No stop or rewind. Before we running out of time. I can see us both flying around, chilling in a pool right by the coast. I can see our clothes down on the floor. I can see it all, baby, we should go. Get set, go, take off. We can leave it all behind. Why? Before we running out of time. I can see us both flying around, chilling in a pool right by the coast. I can see our clothes down on the floor. I can see it all, baby, we should both get set, go, take off.
All right, the lights are off on the pace truck. The field, side by side, double file restart coming out of turn 3 and 4 for the next time. Green flag back in the air here at Bristol. 18 laps to go here in this one. Mitch Diamond trying to survive the carnage here at Bristol. But Jonathan Wright is going to have something to say to Mitch Diamond if he thinks he's going to win this race. Jonathan Wright trying to be the first repeat winner of the season. But let's not sleep on the guy in fourth. Well, he was fourth, now side by side with Peyton. But Steve Bocock, not too long ago, he found himself a couple laps down. But now back on the lead lap into the outside wall, but he's going to keep it going straight side by side here for fourth. Peyton inside, Steve outside. The 12 has got the big run, but he's going to drift it up a little too high. He's going to try a crossover move, not quite close enough to do it. Peyton's going to go to the outside. Steve now back on the inside. Steve Bocock with the run of his season so far in fifth. What a run for the 12 truck with 12 laps to go in this one. Back out front, Mitch Diamond trying to win his first race of the season. Trying to make it 5 different winners and 5 races to start out the season. Jonathan Wright, he's trying to get his second win of the season. Robert Song in third, he's trying to get his first win of the season. And Matthew Tucker, now mixing it up with the leaders. He's going to back off Peyton Tulick. He's trying to get his first win of the season. Steve Bocock, he's now battling with Matt, who's now got Toby Kelsey all over his back bumper. He's trying to get his first win of the season, along with Toby Kelsey, who really drove it in there deep. Robert Babcock, he's not going to be a factor in this one unless we get another caution with 9 laps to go. He's 10 seconds behind as they only have 7 trucks on the lead lap in this one, but back out front. Mitch Diamond starting to pull away from Jonathan Wright. Peyton, you've seen it on the left side. It's swapping between himself and his song. And now, Wright mixing it up here. We are going to have a 3-way battle for second coming out of 4. Robert Assong, we've seen him. He has not had the greatest results lately, but trying to rebound here at Bristol. Jonathan Wright trying to hold him off. Here comes Peyton on the inside. He's going to get his nose underneath him. He's going to get him into turns number 3 and 4. But Assong is going to get that big run off the high line. Through 3 and 4 once again. 6 laps to go. They're coming to 5 to go this time. Mitch Diamond trying to hold on. But the big battle right now for 3rd, 4th. Peyton, you're not clear. He puts Assong into the wall. His song gets put into the wall. Peyton was not clear. Cuts his nose off. Puts him right into the wall. Peyton driving with some anger right now. We see him dump Jimmy Emos earlier. The guy several laps down. Well, now Peyton has just put his song into the wall this last lap. But now they're going to have a lapped car in front of him. Can Peyton take advantage of it and get past Jonathan Wright? Trying to use Robert Babcock and the other lapped car as a pick. They're side by side in front of him battling. Jonathan Wright, big move to the outside. He's put into the wall. Jonathan Wright has just been put into the wall. Caution's going to come out. No, that's the final lap. Mitch Diamond is going to come out of turn number 4. Mitch Diamond is going to head through 3 and 4 for the final time tonight. Coming to the checkered flag. Mitch Diamond makes it 5 races to start the season with 5 different winners here in NEXXTCAR. Jonathan Wright was going for a move on lapped cars to protect 2nd place. He's not going to be able to hold him off. Peyton Tulloch is going to get 2nd. Robert Assong, after being put into the wall, is going to get 3rd. Steve Bocock 4th, and Jonathan Wright is going to get 5th. We're going to back it up and see what happened there as he was trying to get past those lapped cars of Robert Babcock. And I don't remember who the other one was. The 7 of Michael. You see him jump to the outside. Robert was not going to have it. I don't know, man. There was a lot of questionable things that happened tonight. Not even going to pretend that there wasn't. But burn it down, Mitch Diamond. You definitely had the truck of the night here in this one. As he's going to nose it into the pit road wall. He's going to back it up. Let's get your results up here tonight. Mitch Diamond is going to get his first win of the season. Peyton Deluxe going to get his highest finishing here in the Truck Series in 2nd. Robert Assong 3rd. Steve Bocock 4th. Jonathan Wright 5th. Toby Kelsey 6th. Robert Babcock 7th. JD Larson 8th. Matt Tucker 9th. Matthew Erickson in 10th. David Chandler in 11th. Trenton Branson in 12th. Andrew Bolander 13th. Nick Trudeau 14th. Jimmy Emos 15th. Michael Maxwell 16th. Christopher Thomas 17th. 18th Chase Ware. We're going to get that moved on down here. Give me 1 second. 19th, John Turner. 20th, Zachary Brooks. And then that is going to wrap up your race here tonight. But don't go anywhere, folks. We're going to head for some post-race interviews. They're going to get interesting. These post-race interviews, not exactly sure what to expect in this one, folks. So don't go anywhere. We will be right back.
Me now, best of me. girl, you got me shook from the way your body looks. Got me riding hooks, got me feeling like a rook. I don't do it by the book, but for you I'll take a look. Don't know what your mama took, sweet and spicy like a cook, yeah. I'll keep it real, let's make a deal. Buy you a meal if you just let me feel. Get out your heels, grab on the wheel. Back to my place at the top of the hill. Don't have regrets, I know what's next. She need to fresh, I'll be back in a sec. Look at them legs, don't make me beg. Back to the room, let me show you my bed. Touching on your body feels like taking on a drug. You got me feeling good, yeah, you got me feeling numb. Everything you do.
All right, folks, welcome back here to the Bristol Motor Speedway NEXXTCAR Truck Series post-race interviews. Just a heads up there, buddy. These are post-race interviews. Now's not the time to bring out any anger or anything. So just fair warning. Now's not the time to do it. We can talk afterwards. But jumping to your winner, your 5th different winner to start out this season, Mitch Diamond. What's going on, man?
Hey, how you doing, man? That was a fun race.
I wouldn't classify it as fun. I mean, you had a pretty good race, but yeah, I mean, for the most part, it was a decent race. You know, we had a couple good green flag runs there mixed in between all the cautions and everything. But man, that second half of the race was all yours. Walk us through it.
Well, it just seemed like as the race progressed, everybody got on different tire strategies, and I was on the right one. So we got that long green flag run that took us to about 50 laps to go. I had the freshest tires on the track, and I had the track position, so it was just everything worked in my favor.
Absolutely. Yes, it did. 74 laps led tonight. That is the most out of these guys for 200 laps. Your best lap was on lap 67, but yeah, pretty solid race here tonight for you. Talk us through what this means. 5 different races this season, and you are the 5th different winner, as we are now officially halfway through the first season.
Man, I think it's awesome. It's an awesome group to race with. The races have been a lot of fun, and to be able to say you can win one in this group is pretty cool.
Absolutely. Starting 17th, making it look easy in the second half of tonight's race, but congrats on your first win of the season, buddy.
Thank you. Appreciate it, man.
Yes, sir. Moving on to the guy with his highest finish of the season, Peyton Tilluck. Did I get the name right?
Hey, good job, Ronnie. What's up?
All right. Finally there. What's going on, buddy?
Not much, man. You doing good?
I'm doing good now that the race is over. That was a rough one. I'm not even going to lie. But you led 36 laps. Definitely had a pretty strong truck. Walk us through your race.
Yeah, I wanted to show out for the home track. Drove the Ross Chastain scheme, trying to celebrate his season, but I didn't want to copy what he did today and finish runner-up. But that's what happened. The 65 hit it right on the nose. I just got the strategy wrong. Once I got the lead there, and we got a caution at lap 83, about right around there, I didn't pit, and then we got the long green flag run, and that just put me way back. I drove through the field trying at the end, but just too little too late. But happy to rebound, and it was a pretty fun race.
Absolutely. All right. Biggest question, because I definitely have the question here for this one. Don't remember exactly what lap it was, but you were battling Jimmy Emos, who was a couple laps down there. You just ran right into the back of him. Was that on purpose?
No, it was just right after a restart, and I mean, I'm just kind of forgetting how slow he was. I'm assuming that was the purple truck. Is that right?
Correct. Yep.
Yeah, he just like on my screen, I'm trying to roll, like I'm already behind the 8 ball at this point, and I'm trying to go, and he just kind of stopped. I didn't have time to really react, and I mean at that point we were junked again. So I didn't mean to do that to Jimmy. I just wasn't expecting him to be that slow through the center of the corner.
Yeah, you know, that's something that we haven't seen this season is short track racing, and everyone has different breaking points. So, you know, just like road courses, you got to learn where everybody else's breaking points is. And yeah, you mentioned it. He hit the brakes, quicker than anyone anticipated. And that happened a couple times tonight with some people, but man, second place finish, just unable to get that first win of the season. Next week is Darlington. How do you feel about it?
Well, I haven't really got to practice it yet, but I mean, I've had a great season so far. I'm probably one of the most consistent guys out here. Yeah, I missed that race, but I feel like we've took the 17 truck and Chevy and finished pretty well in pretty much every race. So hopefully Darlington isn't any different.
Absolutely, buddy. Well, congrats on that second place finish.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Moving on to your third place finisher, Robert. What's going on, man?
Oh, not much.
All right, I got to ask you about it. You were battling Peyton there for a couple of laps in those closing laps until he ran you up into the wall. Walk us through that incident.
Yeah, he just had fresher tires than I did, and I was just trying to keep it on the top, and he just kind of shut the door on me, typical short track racing. So, I mean, I can't be too mad at it. I know I kind of got into a couple incidents tonight with the 2, the 04, and a couple others, which are mistakes that I just really need to clean up. I'm usually not that horrendous at short tracks, but definitely like everyone's breaking points are different and stuff like that, and just got to clean them up.
Absolutely. Walk us through your rebound from starting in 18th to 3rd.
Roller coaster is all I could say.
Yeah, it was definitely a roller coaster of a night for a lot of guys. But congrats, you led 32 laps tonight, 4th most of the night, so congrats on that. And how do you feel about Darlington next week?
Well, it's Darlington, and I'm pretty sure I'll end up with a Darlington stripe at some point in time. But the name of the game at Darlington is to keep it off the wall and race the racetrack, and really not the competitors until it's absolutely time, because tires are going to mean everything at Darlington.
Absolutely, yes, they are. But congrats on that 3rd place finish. It was a hard-fought one.
Oh, definitely.
All right, moving on to your 4th place finisher, Steve Bocock. What's going on, buddy?
What's up, man?
Coming away with your 4th place finish tonight. Walk us through it.
Well, I mean, I was probably faster than I showed, but I raced kind of timid, and I just kind of tried to stay clean. That's basically was the strategy. You know, I've had a rough season of getting into things, so just stayed clean and just hell, I think I was running 6th or so when that last wreck happened, and I picked up a couple spots there. So it wasn't a bad night. You know, I actually was pretty clean, surprisingly, for Bristol.
Yeah, no, you had a fairly good night tonight. Starting 13th, finishing 4th. Darlington next week. You heard a couple of guys in front of you, their takes on it. How do you feel about it?
You know, this first season in iRacing for me is just going to be survival. You know, I haven't had this I haven't been on iRacing, but you know, for 3 months. So it's going to be another race. I'm just going to, you know, qualify mid pack and try to stay clean and see where we end up.
Absolutely, yeah. This first season is all about learning. So.
Yeah, it's there's a learning curve. But I think this game suits me a little better than the Heat game did. I'm running better on this. I think it's more realistic input, and I'm able to control the cars a little better.
Absolutely, buddy. Well, congrats on that 4th place finish.
All right, man. Thanks.
Yep. And moving on to your last interview of the night, Jonathan Wright coming away with a 5th place finish when it looked like you could have had so much more. What's going on, man?
Oh, not much. Just trying to figure out how I screwed up so bad.
Well, walk us through that last incident there. You were battling with Peyton for 2nd. You went to the outside of 2-lapped cars, and somehow you ended up into the outside wall, almost going on to pit road, but keeping it under control. But walk us through that.
Nah, I was just trying to keep that 2nd spot, and I think Robert was just, you know, Peyton got down below Robert, and Robert just made a move, trying to, I guess, go along with another lap car and slid up into me, but that's just Bristol with a couple laps to go. No big deal. Still got 5th.
Absolutely, buddy. It was a pretty interesting race for you and a lot of other guys. Started 2nd. You were caught up in an incident battling with Matthew Tucker there for the lead at one point. I believe that was the 2nd caution of the night. Walk us through that one.
Yeah, I was a little bit faster, and I tried to make a move for the lead, and I walked up the racetrack into him, so that was no fault of his, and I apologize to him for that. I just messed up, so hopefully no hard feelings between me and him. I just screwed up, and then got back up there a little bit, and then got turned around by the 51, and then fought my way back again. I was pretty destroyed, but kept trying, kept fighting.
Absolutely. Well, it was a hard-fought top 5. There's no doubt about it.
Absolutely. It was a fun race, though, and congrats to my teammate Mitch there on his first win. He ran a good race.
Yes, sir. But right now in your point standings, Matthew Erickson is going to find his way back on top of the points with 148. John Turner, he led him after last week, but he's going to fall 5 points back in second. J.D. Larson third, Peyton fourth, and Trenton Branson is going to wrap up your top 5. But ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for the NEXXTCAR Racing League here in the Truck Series from Bristol Motor Speedway. It was an interesting one, folks. But hopefully next week at Darlington, we can get some things figured out. We can get the racing cleaned up, and we can put on a show like we saw last week at Kansas that I know these drivers are capable of doing. But that is going to do it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will catch you guys tomorrow night when the Next Gen Cup cars come to Bristol to do it all over again. Have a good one, everybody.